Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is another 3 looks with 3 palettes. I have some really fun palettes here to play with. 2 are pretty new. 1 is an older palette, but new to me. And I'm just really excited to showcase them and share them with you. I feel like they're all very much their own vibe. I feel like I did very different looks with all 3 of these, and I'm excited to hop in. These are some of my favorite videos to film. They seem to be some of your favorites of mine to watch, and I'm just always excited to just sit here, be creative, have some makeup playtime, and it's just all fun. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna do close-ups, swatches, all that good stuff. Get into the 3 looks. I have at this point also already done additional looks with all 3 of these palettes on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts, so if you want more inspo with these palettes, those are already out for you. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about these 3 palettes. First, we have Dede Rune's newest release. This is their Valentine's release. This is the Smitten palette. Very much a smitten kitten sort of vibe. I love the theming. I am a cat lady through and through. I also love a Valentine's themed palette. It just makes me so happy. I think it's cute. I love the pink and the hearts and just all the cutesiness that comes along with Valentine's Day. And then cats plus Valentine's Day, it's just meant to be. I really like the way this is laid out with the 6 mattes and then the 6 really sparkly shimmers. Like, they are all so shifty and brilliant. I love the different tones that are in here. We have things that are very, you know, red, mauvey, purpley, smoky, gray, the bright pink. Like, there's a couple different directions you can go with this. It all is gonna be a little bit more on the like moody, vibrant side, if you will. Like, nothing is super light or pastel unless you're looking at the shimmer specifically. But I feel like there's a lot of options you can do. You can do things that are very, very dramatic, but you can also do things that are a bit more vibrant and bold. You could also do things a little bit lighter if you use maybe a light hand and then played with like the lighter shimmers. This is super, super fun. I feel like Dede Rune has been doing a pretty good job at just continuing to improve and get better. It is still a fairly new brand, and this one has been a lot of fun. Next up is one that is older but new to me. This is the Arttitude Cosmetics Abscission palette. The brand threw this in my package when I ordered the Urban Neutrals and Vintage Neutrals back in November, and I'm finally getting around to trying it. It is so pretty, just like swampy garden. I love these sorts of tones. I'm such a sucker for it. Blues, greens, these like berry purpley tones. It's all just so murky and jewel toned and lovely. And I've been loving this brand's formulas. I slept on them for so long, and I'm so happy to finally be in the know. The mattes are so beautiful to work with, and the shimmers are always so show-stopping on the lids. I'm just very pleased with this brand. I will have all of my makeup details and these palettes linked down below for you, but I will say I'm pretty sure this brand might already be closed temporarily by the time this video goes up. They are having a rebrand with their logo and things like that, so I think they're closing down their site temporarily right around the time this video is going to get posted. So this might not be available right this second, but I will still link the site down below for you so you can check back in the future maybe. But really excited about the brand's rebrand, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. And last but not least, we have the Morally Grey palette from Beaute Bar. This is their Valentine's release this year. Like, look at this packaging. Are you kidding me? So cool. Love the Morally Grey theming. Love, love, love the heart-shaped pans. Like, I will never get enough of this. This is such a cutie little 9 pan. Very smoky gray tones with a couple pops of a dusty baby pink. Really, really beautiful shimmers. Like, I feel like their shimmers have always been good, but I don't know what extra magic they threw into these specifically. They are incredible. This is such a fun palette to play with. I feel like you can do things that are very, very dark and dramatic and smoky. I feel like that's what this palette calls for. Or you can do something a little bit lighter like I did today. I feel like it's pretty versatile for it being what it is. It's very, very fun. I love smoky tones. I love cool tones, and this one is a great new addition. I feel like especially if you've been eyeing this brand, you want a smaller palette from them maybe, and you're into these tones, this will be for you. And if you feel like shopping, I do have an affiliate code with this brand, so you can use my code BATTYBEAN to save on their site. But like I said, I'll have everything linked down below, all of my makeup details, stuff like that, as well as any codes if I have any, as always. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, do the 3 looks, and then at the end I will give you my thoughts so far on these palettes. Hello, good morning. It's morning for me at least. I'm getting ready for work in the salon today, and I want to dive into the Smitten palette. I played with this recently on like Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all that stuff, and it was so fun, and I'm really excited to play with it again for this video. I have my Coraline iced coffee. My sister-in-law gave me this cup a couple years ago, and I love it. we are ready to rock and roll. Before we start, as far as my accessories go, this is a choker. I don't know who like the seller is, but the shop I got it at years ago was Prometheus Esoterica in Orlando. And then these earrings, I believe, are undoubtedly mad. Had to go with the kitty theme for the kitty palette. So I'm gonna prime with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer. I'm just gonna smear this on and blend it out. I'm thinking I want something with like a very smoky outer corner, and then I'll just kind of add lots of shimmer everywhere else. That sounds like a plan to me. She's very cute. I am gonna start with the purple. Perhaps I will start with the purple. I'm gonna use the Sigma E30 pencil brush. And I'm just going to really just start adding some depth in this outer corner. I'm gonna create a little bit of height out here. I'm gonna drag it in toward like the center, just a little bit on the lashes. And I'm just really lightly tapping it on. Not really doing anything too crazy. I'll also add some smokiness to that lower lash line. Next up, I'm gonna take Whiskers, this gray. I'm gonna use this little Simply Posh blending brush and really light amount, light hand. I'm gonna start at the bottom, holding the very end of my brush that I have very light pressure. I'm just gonna start doing very little swirly motions along the outer edge of that purple, just to help like blur and diffuse it a bit more. I'm not really trying to drag it out much farther than it is. I just want more of a blurred version of what it was. But I still like just that heavy placement in the outer corner. I think it's really, really pretty. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. I'm going for very grungy, sultry, messy in a good way vibes. All right, to blend that out, I'm honestly thinking catnap. I want to keep things very like mauve-y, purplish, because I also do want to incorporate some of those bluish shimmers as well. I played a lot with the pink and like red tones in my like Instagram and YouTube shorts video, so I want to do something a bit different. This is just a big fluffy Kaleidos brush, the S1. Don't think these brushes exist anymore. My brushes are very dirty. I need to actually clean them, so kind of just grabbing what's usable at this moment in time. So we're gonna have a random assortment of brushes going on. Look how pretty that is. I kind of just kept with that same thing, just very light hand, just soft, blurred vibes. But now it's like that very heavy, smoky outer corner, but very blurred and diffused. Yes. Moving on to some shimmer now. I'm gonna start with my Shine On Shimmer Primer between Clionadh and Bad to the Brow. Just going to smear some of this across my lids, and then I will blend it out. I'm not typically one to like apologize for random little imperfections in my appearance, because that's just life, but my nails are covered in hair color. Life of a hairstylist. I'll try to do something about that tonight and come back better for you tomorrow. I'm gonna use the shade Biscuits and Catastrophe. Really interested in pairing those together. I'm gonna take a little bit of Biscuits first, and I'm gonna tap this really in just that outer corner where the purpley stuff is. It's perfect, it's perfect, perfect. I used this shadow already before, and it's just such a good one. Really deep but reflective purple, it's so pretty. I'll just kind of lightly blend the edge of that shimmer so that it's blending into my mattes nicely. Really an all purple smoky look would be so pretty with this, like that shade all over the lid. Lots of possibilities with this palette. Now taking Catastrophe, I'm just gonna use a different finger and pop this all over the front. Ooh, that is brilliant. That blue flash in the front of my lids is a very cool combo, I must say. And I'll kind of just go back and forth between both shimmers to kind of blur them together. I think that's a very pretty combo. I like that a lot. So for the inner corner, I was thinking Hysterical might just keep adding to the cool tone vibes really nice. This is a little brush from Simply Posh. I'm just going to draw a little bit of this just in that inner corner. I think that's super, super pretty. You know, just for the heck of it, let's highlight the brow bone. I don't do this every time, but sometimes I just feel the extra need for more sparkle. Yeah, that's really cool. These shimmers all have such pretty shifts and twinkles. I really like it. All right, threw on my eye pencil, the Trick or Treat from ColourPop. I just wanted to go with, you know, a dark purple. I do want a dark vampy purple lip, so I'm gonna take my Melt Cosmetics Liquid Lip Imposer. Unfortunately, this does not exist anymore because they bullied me specifically by discontinuing their liquid lipsticks. They're some of my favorite ever. So this is not available anymore, most likely. If it magically is, I'll link it down below for you, but otherwise, sorry. Another great dark purple is Purgatory from Black Moon. I have since, like, I used mine so much that the doe foot broke off. I need to replace it at some point. I love the dark purple with these eyes. It's perfect. It's just such a good color. Yes, I'm very pleased with that decision. I love this. I feel like, I don't know, Queen of the Cats or something. I think this is so just like cat enchantress sort of energy. I don't know. I'm making things up, but I just love this look. I think it's so cool. I love just all the cool tones. I love all the way the shimmers are playing together. I love all the like pops of dark purple with the bold lip and then the very dark purple outer corner. I think this all played really nicely. The mattes blended out really beautifully. The shimmers are so show-stopping. I feel like D'Averoon's really been doing a good job at like just continuing to evolve and do better as like time goes on. Like they've really just continued to improve, and I love to see that because this is so pretty. It's gonna be hard to beat this one. But let's move on now to look number 2. Hello, look number 2. I'm really excited. You can't tell, but I have my like dressed in Lala butterfly dress on today. I'm going to like a little candle making / tea party thing with a friend later, so I figured this was very appropriate. I believe these earrings are from Ketchup Fantasy. I have this little just chain necklace from Ana Luisa, and I actually don't know where this ring is from. But anyways, we're gonna dive into it. I really want to play with the Abscission from Arttitude. I got gifted this from the brand in my package when I purchased the Urban Neutrals and Vintage Neutrals at the end of November, and this was in my package as well, and I'm super excited. I finally have gotten around to playing with it. I played with this the other day on like Instagram, YouTube Shorts, stuff like that, and loved it. This brand has just such amazing formulas, and I'm very excited about it. So I kind of wanted to play again today, and since I have lots of like blues and greens on my outfit today, I was kind of thinking really focusing on like these colors, maybe a tinge of black to deepen things up, maybe a sprinkle of this in here, something like that. I'm feeling very blue and green today. Very butterfly garden energy. So I'm going to start by priming with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer. Oh my gosh, look at the reflect that these earrings cast on my skin. Honestly, I'm going to take them off for now because I feel like if I don't, someone's going to get mad at me in the comments about the reflect and complain that they can't focus. All right, so I'm just going to smear this primer on and blend it out. Oh, I also did fix my nails. I just went with something simple. I think this is Zoe from KL Polish. Old, does not exist anymore. And then I just topped the Moon Dust topper from Mooncat over top just for a little bit of sparklage. Simple and effective. I didn't want anything too crazy. So I definitely want something kind of like bold and structured. I think I want to try to outline it with white as well. Not to do like a full-on like butterfly outline sort of shape, but just to kind of give a little bit of that vibe, if that makes sense. So I am going to start with Journey. I'm going to use this Unearthly Cosmetics 8-3 brush with this tealish blue. And I'm just going to start by really packing it in this outer corner. I'm going to try my best to really keep this structured because again, I do kind of want to like put a little outline around that. I think it'll be really cute. So I'm just going to use the shape of the brush itself to help kind of map that out, kind of create a little bit of that shape going on. Sort of like that, honestly. I feel like that's pretty much exactly what I want. Might add some dots or face gems. We're just going to see. We're just going to see how it goes together. Pop a little of this under that lower lash in the outer corner. So far, so good. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of the black detachment. I'm gonna use this little E30 brush from Sigma. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. I just wanna add a little bit more depth in the outer parts of this look, and especially on that lower lash line, because I do want a little bit of a blown out lower lash corner. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit of depth, like nothing too crazy, just enough to add a little extra something. But then we're going to dive into some shimmer, which I'm very excited about. And then I'm just going to blend the edge of that as well, just so that it melts in with the tealy blue nicely. I'm going to take just a smidgen of this matte green down here, Leaves. Taking just the tiniest little dip on my Singe brush, the E02. I'm even going to tap it off because I really don't want a lot of product. And I'm going to very, 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 very lightly, like the littlest amount of pressure ever, I just want to swirl a little bit of this just in that very bottom corner, just to add the tiniest splash of it and diffuse just a tiny bit. Like it's really not even going to be very much, but I just want to buff out the lower lash just a smidgen more. I didn't want it to be as hard as like the upper area where I'm gonna outline. Gosh, hopefully the outline goes well. You just never know with anything graphic liner related. It will either work on the first try or it's not so great, but you know what, it's fine. It's just for fun. It's not that serious. At the end of the day, it all wipes off. Moving on to shimmer now, I'm gonna take my Shine On Shimmer Primer from Clionadh and Bad to the Brow. Just gonna smear this across the lid, keeping it a little low because I don't want it to go up super high. I'm gonna use this Arttitude Cosmetics number 4 brush, and I'm just going to pat that out a little bit, and I just wanna kind of follow that line that kind of would connect into the mattes in the outer corner as best as I can. So I do want to start with Seasons in the outer corner, but I want transition in the front. Kind of keep that bluey tone with the bluer outer corner. Their shimmers are just incredible. Like the shifty multi-chromes are so cool. This is going to be such a fun look. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this look for days. Like I've had like this planned out because I knew I was going to use this palette on this day with this dress and do something similar to this, and I've just been counting down the days, and I couldn't do it any sooner. I mean, I guess I could have and just done it again for the actual candle making class today, but I just thought it would be perfect. So I kind of covered like 2/3 of the lid, and I left it a little bit out of diagonal there so that I can lay that green in the front and let the green just be kind of a splash in the front. So now that that's kind of laid down, I am just gonna take that first brush I used, no additional product, just to blend like that shimmer into the matte nicely so that it flows really well. This is so pretty. I feel like I haven't played with teal in a minute. It just like hasn't been the predominant color in palettes lately. So now on that same brush, I'm just using the clean side, taking transition. This is a beautiful like green. Ooh, that's so cool. Such a pretty shift. And again, I'm just gonna kind of keep it where it's following that shape and blending in with the other things that I have going on, just kind of following that shape around my eye. I love that color. Like it turns like from like a vibrant green to like almost like a tealy blue. This is so cool. I love this so much. I think this is so pretty. I do want to highlight the inner corner. I'm thinking with Crisp. Crisp just seems like a good decision. So I'm just gonna use this little spectrum brush. Pop a little of this down here. You know, I'm even gonna let it kind of fade in toward that lower lash line as well. I think that could be a fun little pop down here. Yeah, I like that. Moving on to the liner now though, I'm gonna dip into my Lethal Cosmetics palette with all of my cake liners. I'm gonna use the white here. I'm just gonna spray some setting spray in the thing. Water also works. I just don't feel like getting up to grab water right now. And I have this little Gavissi GV12 brush, and basically I'm just kind of like running this together so that it's a nice creamy consistency. And then this is so hard to do on camera because I need to be so close to a mirror, but I basically just want to outline this as much as possible. So wish me luck. I think I'm actually going to start out here. This is always so scary. Okay. So far so good. I'm okay so far. I'm gonna go into the front and start lightly drawing this. The key is to try to keep your lid as still as possible so that you don't accidentally blink and then like add a smudge somewhere you didn't want it. Which thankfully, if I do mess up anything, it's a fairly easy cleanup. Like if it got up here, I can just wipe it away with more water because I don't even have any eyeshadow up there. And if it gets messed up on the bottom, I'll just add more eyeshadow over top. So pretty risk-free, thankfully. I kind of want just like a rounded swoop. So I'm just gonna slowly build and perfect this. That's a good starting point. I do think I'm gonna correct, like I'm gonna add some more green right in here a little bit because I feel like it swooped down a little bit, but off to a good start. I need to be very close to a mirror though, so I shall return once it's perfected, but this was the general gist. Okay, so pretty happy with that. I just had to, you know, perfect a couple little things, but I'm pretty pleased with this. Like it doesn't have to be perfect, but I think this is as close to perfect as I'm capable of. I do think some dots would be cute as well, so I'm just taking like a nail dotting tool, and I'm just gonna take this small dot and just like put it in the product, and then just add a couple little dots. I think it might be cute, and just add like a little something, you know? I think it's fun. That's adorable. I feel like the little dots just added a little extra bit of whimsy. All right, throw on my mascara, still using the Milk Makeup Waterproof Kush. And then for my eyeliner, like my pencil, I just wanted white. I felt like that went with the swoop nicely. So this is Exit from Colourpop. And for lips, honestly, I'm feeling like just a sparkly, cutesy little gloss would be the move. So I'm gonna start by lining with this deep mauve pencil from Smashbox, mostly just because I feel like it's kind of like a My Lips, but better. Like it's a little deeper, but not by much. I'm just gonna lightly line and just kind of lightly blend it with my finger. Just to add a little bit more definition than going in with the gloss by itself. I'll just again kind of blend that with my finger as well. Just for a smidge of definition. And then for gloss, I'm gonna use my Purity gloss from Sugar Pill. I just thought this kind of pinky shift would be cute and ethereal. Just something soft and fun. I think that's pretty cute. So yeah, here's how look number 2 turned out. I hope you like it. I think this came out so fun. It's whimsical and I feel like it fits the like kind of butterfly garden theme that I have going on my dress really nicely. And it's just cute. Like if you wanted something just a little more extra, this is a fun little thing. I love doing a graphic liner moment once in a while. I think it's fun. So yeah, this is how it turned out. I hope you like it. Let's move on now to look number 3. Almost forgot to put the finishing touch back on. How could I possibly forget? It's just so good. I love the reflect that it just casts everywhere. That is just so fun. How perfect. Okay, let's move on to look number 3. We are dipping into the Morally Gray from Beaute Bar. This palette is so pretty. Like if you're looking for just smoky vibes with a couple splashes of pink and brilliant shimmers, this is for you. These shimmers are probably some of their best they've ever done. They are so sparkly and reflective. I don't know what magic they put into those. But I want to do something where it's very just like smoky on just like the very, very, very outer corner. Lots of brightness toward the front. And then of course playing with some shimmers. I feel like I did something really, really dark and smoky for my look on like Instagram and YouTube Shorts. So I want to do something not necessarily light. Like I still want some drama and smokiness, but just something a little different comparatively. These are Spooky Doodle earrings, by the way, and just an old basic choker. I'm going to smear my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eye Primer on and blend it out. And we're gonna get into the thing. So I'm gonna start with Not a Hero. I'm gonna use just this little angled brush from the Lethal Cosmetics and Dexter set. And really, I'm just gonna draw a line kind of straight from my lashes just to add a little bit of something. Like I don't even want it to like raise up. I just want it to kind of go straight out from what my like natural lid kind of does. Create just a little extended point, if you will, but only by like a little bit, just enough to add a little bit of smudginess. So now that I have this little darker outer corner going on, I'm gonna take shades of gray. I'm gonna use this little Sigma E30 pencil brush. And basically, I'm not really gonna drag this out. I just kind of wanna like run this right on top of what I just did, just to blur and diffuse it just a little bit more. Because like I said, I do want a little bit of a smokiness going on, but I don't want it to like overtake and overpower because I do want some lightness to be a pretty major spotlight in this look as well. So now I think I want to take this taupe Mixed Feelings. I'm going to use this Singe E02 brush. Again, just like a very small amount. And again, I'm not dragging it really out far or anything. I just wanted to kind of run this over top just to add a little teeny bit more blur and diffusion. Kind of like that. See how it just gives a very hazy, smoky little pocket in the outer corner? Like I said, I wanted something a little different than I already did with this palette. I feel like this palette very much screams like do something dark and smoky and sparkly, which is all well and good, but I didn't want to do that again. I wanted to kind of change it up, do a little bit of a different placement. I want to take the light pink now, Ambivalence. I'm going to use that big fluffy Kaleidos brush, the S1. And I'm just going to kind of pack this in like that front part of my lid. And I'll kind of lightly blend toward the smokiness. This isn't like pink where it's gonna look like, oh my gosh, there's bright pink all over your eyes. It's a very soft, like almost a neutral pink. Like it's a very kind of soft, baby, powdery pink. I just kind of want to fade that toward the smokiness. I'm really, really liking this actually. It's very like soft, but I really like that smoky outer pocket. I think that's really nice. I do want to start adding some shimmer though, so I'm going to start with Not a Villain. I'm actually going to take the little pencil brush I used earlier, and I just want to kind of put just a little smidgen of this kind of on that lash line a little bit on the lid, just to add some sparkle to that smokiness that I already have going on. And I'll just kind of, again, smudge that out so it's a little bit softer. Oh, I already like that twinkle that's there. I think I want to take Indecisive now. I'm just taking like a little bit. Like I'm not even going to use glitter primer because I want this to more so be a topper rather than like crazy intense shimmer. And I'm just going to press this over what I just did. Wow. So pretty. Just very lightly kind of topping that light pink that I had going on and letting it kind of fade into everything else. Just the shimmer version of this, you know? I think that's really, really nice. Add some more shimmer to the lower lash line. Let's take Complex Motivations. I'm gonna use that same pencil brush from before. I'm just wiping it off first. And I want to just kind of press some of this pink shimmer against the front half of that lower lash line. This pink shimmer is so pretty and brilliant. I wore this one all over my lid last time I played with this palette, and it is just otherworldly. Like just such a pretty pink. Like, do you see the sparkle? It's crazy. They did such a good job making this so sparkly without it being like glitter. I'm really liking this look. It's very soft, but still smoky. I just love when a look like really comes together, and I feel like it's happening. And then for the inner corner, let's use the final shade, Bittersweet. I mean, I guess you could use the light ivory as well. I did not use that shade, but that's just not really me. I like a shimmer inner corner. I mean, I do like a matte inner corner sometimes, but today I want some shimmer. I feel like this heavy shimmer in like the inner corner and lower lash line is just really, really cool. Threw on my mascara, same Milk Makeup mascara. Threw on my eye pencil. I did use a little bit of a black one in the outer corner. It was Swerve from Colourpop, just a black, any black works. But I did want some pink in the front, so I used Fluffy, also from Colourpop. I just wanted to kind of play with that pink but smokiness. And I really like it. I really like just this very smoky lash area while the rest of it is still very bright. I feel like this is a really fun way to kind of do a lighter look, but to still keep a little bit of drama in there. For lips, I want something kind of pinky. I honestly kind of want to channel the pinky tones that are in that lower lash, like sparkle a little bit, where it's like not a dark pink, but a little bit darker. Like I don't want a baby pink on my lips. That's just not typically my journey. So I'm gonna start with Deep Mauve Pencil from Smashbox. I think I used this in look number 2. What can I say? It's a good pencil. Now that that is done, I have my lipstick. This is from Lawless. It's called Minx. I just felt like this shade of pink might look really cute with this look, so let's give it a go. Oh yeah, I like that. I feel like it's just complementing that lower lash really nicely. I like that a lot. And then I do want a gloss over top of it, so I was thinking Pink Marquee from Kaleidos might be cool. Has a little bit of shimmer to it, but yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that goes with that lower lash really, really well. Happy with this decision. Here's how the third and final look turned out. I hope you like it. I really like this vibe. I feel like it's very different than the previous 2 looks and just a different way to play with this palette than I've already played with. I think it came out really nice. I like just this shimmer that's like kind of focused in this area. Like I know there's shimmer really everywhere, but I like the heavy focus of it being right here. Like that smoky outer V. I think it's just all doing really good things. So yeah, this is the third look. I hope you liked it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let's zoom out and I'll give you my thoughts so far on these palettes. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out. I appreciate you being here. I had so much fun creating these 3 looks over the last couple days. I felt so pretty in all of them. I feel like they were all so different. And I don't even know if I have a favorite. I feel like they were all so cool in their own way, but I might have to give it to look number 2. Look number 2 was pretty darn cool, I must say. I really liked that just kind of weird butterfly-esque sort of moment. I thought that was really, really fun, but I was so happy with look number 1. I'm really happy with this look as well. You'll have to let me know what your favorite was. Let's talk about these palettes. First is the Smitten palette from D'Avrune. Like I said, I've been having a great time, and I really do feel like the brand has been doing a great job just getting better and better with every release. I feel like you have a pretty good variety of options, but you are gonna be in this like smoky red, purple, pink, gray sort of vibe pretty much no matter what you do. So as long as you like those sorts of tones, you would love this palette. I feel like the shimmers are gorgeous. I love the kitty theme. I love the Valentine's theme. It's all very fun. I'm pretty impressed with this one. I think it's lovely to work with. The abscission makes me so happy. Arttitude Cosmetics makes me so happy. I'm so excited to see what their rebrand brings. This is just so pretty. I love these colors. I love the tones. I love the shimmers and the shiftiness. It's just all so pretty. This is such an A+ palette. I love. So gorgeous. And last is the Morally Grey from Beaute Bar. These heart-shaped pans, like, this is just so clever. So cute, so clever, so creative. I love this arrangement of colors. Like, it's very much what it is. Like, it is a smoky gray palette with subtle pops of soft pink. It is exactly what it needs to be. I love the matte to shimmer ratio in here. I think these shimmers are so outstanding. I felt so pretty when I played with this palette. As long as you are into this type of a color story, I think you would absolutely love this. This brand, all three of these brands, they knocked it out of the park with these palettes. These were all major wins for me. I had a great time playing with all of them, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you picked any of these three up? Do you have your eye on them for the future? Have you tried these brands before? I would just love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, out of these three palettes, pick your favorite and leave emojis to represent that palette. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And also, if you want to, you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel linked in my description box if you want some additional content. And also, you can join my channel memberships, also linked in my description box. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.